Hello and welcome to another Orange Coast College mathematics video. In this video, we're going to learn to find the greatest common factor and least common multiple of two positive integers. Now, what is the greatest common factor of two integers, or really just two whole numbers? It is the largest number that divides both evenly. So what it is if you looked at all of the factors, possible factors of both numbers, the greatest common factor is just the largest of those factors that they have in common. That's exactly what it says. The least common multiple is if we look at all the multiples of two numbers, it's simply the smallest number that is a multiple of both. We begin with an example. Find the greatest common factor and least common multiple of the numbers 12 and 18. So finding the GCF and LCM are separate problems, so we'll just do them one at a time. For the greatest common factor, what we're going to do is just take both of the numbers and list their factors. That is the numbers that will divide them evenly. So for 12, 1, 3, 4, 6, and 12. Those are all of the numbers that divide 12 evenly. For 18, it's 1, 3, 6, and 18. And the greatest common factor is just the number, the largest number that's in both of those lists. So in this case, it will be 6. So the GCF in this is 6. For the least common multiple, really we just take both numbers and we list out multiples of those numbers. So for 12, it would be 12. The next multiple would be 24. So you just count by 12s. Then 36, and then 48. And just do a few of them because you won't know what the smallest number that's a multiple of both is until you've sort of made a list for both. So for 18, it would be 18, and then 18 times 2 is 36. And now you have a number in common in both, right? We have 36 in both lists because you're looking for the least common multiple. So you want the smallest number that's in both lists. And that's it. So the least common multiple is 36. Example 2. We begin by finding the GCF of 3 and 15. So again, take both numbers and just list the numbers that divide each evenly. For 3, it's just 1 and 3. For 15, it would be 1, 3, 5, and 15. And the GCF is the number that is the largest number in both lists. So that would just be 3 for both. And that means the GCF of 3 and 15 is 3. For the least common multiple, we simply take 3 and 15 and we list multiples of them. It might help if you take the larger number first. So that'll be 15, 30, 45, etc. For 3, it'll be 3, 6, 9, 12, and 15. At that point, you can stop because we see that 15 is now in both lists, and 15 is the smallest number that's in both lists. So the LCM of 3 and 15 is 15. That's it. Here's our final example. Let's find the GCF and LCM of 7 and 9. Now, okay, to find the GCF, okay, let's list the factors of 7 and 9. So 7 is prime, so it's just 1 and 7. 9 is 1, 3, and 9. So the only number in both lists is 1. So the GCF in this case is 1. The greatest common factor of 7 and 9 is simply 1. Now, if we want to find the least common multiple, now we just list out multiples of 7 and 9. So for 7, it's 7, 14, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, and then finally 63. Now 63 is 7 times 9, right? So that'll come into play in a minute here. For 9, right, we have 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, and 63. So the only number that they both have in common that's in both of these lists is 63. That is the smallest multiple that they both have in common. And since the GCF was 1, really what that means is if you know the GCF of two numbers is 1, it turns out the least common multiple of those two numbers will just be their product. Those two numbers are what we call relatively prime, 7 and 9, meaning the only common factor they have is 1. And in that case, you can sort of skip doing what we did for the LCM and just know that the LCM will be their product. Okay. So in any case, though, the LCM of 7 and 9 is 63. And that's it for finding the GCF and LCM of two numbers. This is relatively straightforward. If you practice it, you'll have it mastered in no time. Until next time, have fun.